Okay, so I'm going to do a quick early spring garden tour. So as you can see, got a lot of raised garden beds already put up from last year and the year before. And then over here, we're working on another one over in the corner, and I have another one to put together that matches that one, the 8x4 by 1 foot black one over there. My son's been working on filling up. So the way we fill them, I put a lot of basically garden debris down in the bottom. It has corn stalks, old okra stalks, and then a layer of wood chips. You can see the wood chips right there. Got those. They've been aging for 10 months. The highway patrolmen, they were driving by and chopping trees and had, like, chipping them up, and had a truck full, and I just waved them down and they dumped them over there. You can see that pile. So we've been working on those little by little. And then I have a couple of these bags of topsoil. I got those from Walmart. I think they're either $2.50 or $3 a bag. And then I'm going to top it off once I get a good layer of those bags with, I have some Expert Gardener potting mix. You can get this for $10 at Walmart, so not bad. Then I have these two right here. These are 2 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot tall, and they're going to have blueberry bushes from Stark Bros. They're being delivered next week. Then we got the T-posts up that are going to hold the cattle panels that are currently laying around, because they were over in the old part of the garden over there that really things didn't grow very well in there. It was just holding too much water. So we're going to start with this bed. So in here you can see we've got some spinach babies, some hollyhocks that actually made it from last year. So we'll see what they do. And then got some lettuces popping up, little lettuce babies. Oh, and always a weed. Try to get those as I can. Then in this bed, well, there's a lot of clover coming up, but I have parsley that made it from last year. And then we got some asparagus popping up. See, I've already picked some. There's one that's flopping over. I'm not sure what's going on. I think they were getting too much water, so I'll cut that off. And then over here, got a bunch of strawberries that are starting to flower. Yeah, there's a little pink flower there. Oh, another pretty pink one. Then I've got some onions put in. I got those online. I think it was Doxdale Farms. I might be wrong on the name. Then my sage, that came back from last year. And then this is a Stark Bros blueberry bush. This is the Sweetheart blueberry. And I planted that last year and it's looking pretty good. Saying hi, Gracie?
Hi.
Okay. And then over here we've got a bunch of carrots coming up. So I'll come through and thin these out. Yeah, there's some little baby carrots. Bunch of carrots. Oh, that's a bean from last year. See if it has a seed in it. So I've been going around, and where I found dried out seeds this spring that were sitting out in the garden over the winter, I just been poking them in places, and there's one, and then there's another one, and they're just all throughout the garden. Oh, there's another one coming up, and then there's some beets. There's another little beet baby. So basically the whole left side of this bed is carrots, and then this side over here are beets. All right, and then we're gonna go look at the onions. So I put these in February, and they are coming up nicely. Look at that. Look at these. Oh, my kids have thrown rocks in the beds. I don't know why they do that. So get those out. And then I also had the okra stalks, had a lot of dried pods on them. And so those got thrown around the garden. I'm going to dig those up and transplant them. They don't need to be in there with the onions. Then on this side, this bed, we have parsley that made it from last year. And then some more strawberries popping up with some clover. Still got some weeding to do. And then I did put in 10 more crowns, strawberry crowns that I got from Walmart. They're not looking too great yet, but hopefully they'll pop up. There's another one. They're a little spindly. And then I did put in 10 asparagus crowns over all through here on the right side of the garden. And nothing's happening from them yet. They came from Walmart, so we'll see. All right, and then over here is the potato bed. And we've got some babies coming up. There's one, it's popping up. There's another one. Oh, and there's one over there. So this whole bed is full of potatoes. And then this bed right now is empty. Just a couple weeds I'll pull out. But this is going to be my sweet pepper bed. And then this bed, and these are nice beds. They're in Leo Life. You can see the brand right there. Got them from Amazon. I think it was about a little over $300 for 2. So, and you can see, let me move back. I have 4 of them. So they're real nice beds. Nice and deep. All right. And so this bed, to the left over here, there's potatoes. And then we've got some more onions. These were put in a little bit later than the other ones. And then this is some lettuce that I started in the house. And they're coming along nicely. So, all right. And then in this bed, this is just a whole bunch of different greens. And then some, I think broccoli, and maybe, no, I don't see any cabbage. Not sure, broccoli and cabbage mixed in. So there's some little babies. They're the speckled. They might be Freckles romaine, and here's some more coming up, little seedlings. Some of these are starting to get some growth on them. Yeah, and there's some more in the center. There's some curly kale. All right, some more little babies coming up. And then some of the transplanted plants don't look the best, but we'll see what they do. All right, and these over here are my 2 original raised beds. So I started with these, put these together, and got them filled in 2024. Then they have an arbor or trellising that I have a boysenberry from Stark Bros coming up. Planted this last year. And it's looking in good shape. Look at that. Oh, you see some buds on there? Oh yeah, now it does have thorns, but it's growing up. Oh, this one got a little, I don't know what's going on there, but, and at the base of it, I have some curly kales coming up, and some beets, and then some peas. So these are snap peas. They're a mixture of the mammoth snapping peas, and I don't know the other kind that I planted, but it's just snap pea. And then back behind it, kind of crowding together, this is my sage from last year. It came out very pretty. And then this is a blueberry bush, kind of in a bad spot, but and this is a misty blueberry from Stark Bros. So it's starting to come alive again. And then I've sprinkled in some carrot seeds and beet seeds in this bed that have not come up yet. All right, and this bed needs some work. So it's got a big old log in it. My son filled this one and put that big log in there a little too high, so he's going to have to pull that out, and we're going to have to refill it with more dirt. So, you know, nothing's perfect when you're out here gardening and homesteading, but we're going to work on that. So over here I do have more sugar snap peas. And then I've used my sunflower stalks from last year as something they can climb up. So we'll see how that works. I don't know how it looks. Maybe a little janky, but you know, it served a purpose. And then I also have something coming up. I think that's a cabbage. I think those are cabbages. So if you can't tell, I'd like to come out and just sling seeds. And so sometimes that means we're just a wait and see what comes up kind of thing. All right, and then this is, so I have 4 of these black Weaver beds. They are 8 by 4 by 2, so the same size as these gray or tan ones, but they're of course rectangular. They've been holding up okay, so I have noticed some rust on the Weaver beds that I haven't noticed on any of my other ones. So like right there, you see some rust. Right there. And these, I don't think we ever pulled all the plastic off. So I have a lot of helping hands. So see, there's some rust there. And that one over there is a little bowed out. So again, my older son put that together and filled it, and it didn't get the support beam that goes from one side to the other that kind of helps it hold its shape. So yeah, these beds might have been a little bit less expensive than the gray ones that are the Anleo Life, but I would probably recommend those before the Weaver. So, but all the black paper, which is holding up very well, this is Weaver, and you know, this has served its purpose. Now we still do come up, but, and these are the, oh shoot, I forget the name. It starts with a P. Panio. I don't know. They're on Amazon, and you can get two of these black 8 by 4 by 1 foot beds for, I think I just paid $123 or something at Amazon. They're very easy to put together. They're shorter, so it's not as much dirt to fill them up, and I really have, they're an easier project. The bigger ones are a little bit more because they're, you know, double the time to put together and then double the dirt. These black ones, I think I put that one over there together in much less than an hour, and then it's taken not that much work to get it, you know, mainly filled. So yeah, so we're gonna have the cattle panels will be on these trellising, and that's where the tomatoes and the cucumbers are going. And then over here we have a cattle panel, which I have the whole end down there is planted in I think it's straight arrow peas from M.I. Gardner. And then we are pulling up a lot of black paper in this section, so you can see, you know, we're still working on that because this area of the yard just holds too much water. The drainage is not good. So there's still a lot of work to be done. Always is. There's always something. But that's our spring garden. So I hope you've enjoyed, and maybe I'll do an update when there's some more growth on everything. All right, take care. Bye.